You know, when people are in psychosis, they are in full flight from reality. Sometimes we're actually going to have to try to help you get out of that situation. Hi friends, my name is Pej. I am an interventionist that helps people with addiction, alcoholism, and mental health. Today's topic is, how do I help somebody who has meth addiction or is in psychosis as a result of meth addiction? I'll say this, it's not easy. You know, a lot of times I will get calls from a family member or families that have somebody that they really love that is stuck in the world of meth, that is basically in psychosis, not being able to differentiate the truth from the false. They are living a certain lifestyle that seems dangerous. They are behaving certain ways that are not normal. They're getting in trouble a lot, or they're losing jobs, or they're losing the trust of a family. Their kids are worried about them. Their loved ones, their wives, their husbands are worried about them. So how do you even have a conversation with a person like that? Especially somebody that's going 1,000 miles an hour on meth. You know, based off of the different cases that I've worked on and the different scenarios that I've seen, my question always is where are they doing this? Like, are they in their comfort zone? Are they basically at home? Are they in the garage? Who's supporting the household? Are they working? Are they being enabled? Is a parent paying for somebody's apartment or their house for them to be able to do this on a daily basis? How do we get in front of that? So, you know, there was one guy in particular, I remember I was called by his dad from back east to go out here in LA and go to his house and check on him. It took me about 3 different times of being able to go there and have him actually open the door one of the times and have a conversation with him. Now, he was in a full paranoid state. Like, there was just, he didn't even, first of all, when you're already paranoid and then some strange guy shows up at your house, then you're going to be paranoid of him too. So I'm very straightforward. I just said, come in here to do a wellness check on you. Wanted to make sure that you're okay. I felt like I built some rapport, a little bit of trust, and then I just told him I was going to keep checking on him. And that's what I did for a little while. Depending on the day and the drug and whatever he was on or how much he was on, sometimes he was very welcoming and sometimes he wasn't. It came down to the point where he actually let me into his house, and just seeing the type of environment that he was living in, you know, to say he was a hoarder was an understatement. But not just that, with all the stuff and the activities that were going on in the living room, I remember he let me use his restroom, and when I walked by his bedroom, I looked in his room and he had actually pitched a tent inside of his bedroom. And so later on I came back out of there and I had a conversation. I'm like, what's up with the tent? And he said, oh, you saw that? And I said, yeah, why would you pitch a tent in your room? And he goes, because that makes me feel like when I'm in my tent, that's my safe haven. Like, that's a place where they can't really see me or hear me or know what I'm thinking. And so you think about that, like, it's psychological, obviously. Like, why, if you're in the comfort of your own home, but you're that paranoid where you think that even in your own home you need to hide, like within a tent, so that people don't actually see you. There's a lot that comes with that. You know, when people are in psychosis, they are in full flight from reality. There's just no way of seeing the world in a sensical manner. They basically think that someone's out to get them, that they may be under surveillance, that, you know, they don't know what's going to happen next. They're always on the edge of their seat. It's a full-blown anxiety. They may have watched a lot of different types of films that have put them in this mindset. They may be living a life full of secrecy. And so, like, how do I come and talk to that person? So with this guy, I tried for a few months, and really it was going nowhere. But I also did talk to his father and just said, you know, maybe he needs to lose his job. Maybe he, right now, because I guess he was on medical leave from his job, so, but they were still allowing him to come back if he could come back in, you know, a normal state of mind. But maybe he needed to lose his job. Maybe he needs to not be living there. But then again, we also want to avoid him becoming fully homeless, because then he becomes a person that's, you know, in psychosis walking the streets, which that happens to a lot of people. That's why we see a lot of people in that type of lifestyle, because they not only haven't addressed their addiction problem, but they also have mental health, and now they've resorted to the streets because nobody was able to get through to them or help them. There's a lot of times that I'm asked to go and help people that are actually homeless, that are on the streets, and Usually when I go to them, I don't walk up to them on the streets and say I'm an interventionist, but I do talk to them and let them know, like, I used to live like you. I used to be a homeless guy too. I used to be out here on the streets. Like, what can we do to get you off the streets? How do you eat? Sometimes they just want to have a friend to talk to. How do you eat? Are you hungry? Let's get you a sandwich or something. How many days has it been since you ate? Or how many hours, right? And then there's certain people that are fully enabled. Like there's people that live in a house that's being paid for. They are even given money by family members. They're able to, use that money for drugs. The house is paid for. I mean, that's like everything a person that's a full-blown drug addict would dream for. To be enabled, to be harbored within a home, to not have any problems, not have any worries as far as financials or bills to pay because it's all taken care of for you. So in that certain type of situation, it's about getting them out of that. And that means I have to coach the family and talk to the family and see how we can pull the cord on their get down, on how they're living, and not allow them to live like that anymore. And put them in a position where they actually get desperate. Sometimes when people are dependent upon family members to try to take care of them in that sense, and they realize that the gig is up and they can't have that anymore, it pushes them in a direction of, okay, well, now that I don't have that, I don't know how to live at all. I have zero life skills. I don't even have life skills on the streets. So what do I need to do help? And that might have them put the surrender flag up a lot sooner. But again, when it comes to doing intervention work, there's a lot of planning, strategic planning that we have to do and put together to be able to get somebody to get to that point. And then there's people that, that have a loved one that's, like a husband or a wife that it just doesn't seem like anything's going to work. The husband, the wife is absolutely combative towards them. If you were to try to bring a professional into the mix to come talk to them, there's no getting through to them. They are hardline, attitude, anger, possible narcissistic traits. They know it all. They don't need any help. Nobody needs to help them. So how do you help those types of people? Sometimes you don't. Sometimes we're actually going to have to try to help you get out of that situation. Why would somebody stay with someone that is pretty much their disease, their drug addiction is ruling the house? It's time to protect yourself. It's time to learn how to build boundaries. It's time to either learn to live with it or learn to separate yourself from it and not have to ever deal with that anymore. And that's why a lot of people leave people, because they have drug addiction or alcoholism problems that pretty much have taken over the house. It's running turmoil all throughout the family system, the family dynamic. And so sometimes it's better to just separate yourself. If you're struggling and you know somebody who is in psychosis or would need some help, you can always reach out to me. We'll try to explore options. I'd be glad to talk to you. We can explore options on how to try to help that individual. And if we can't help them, let's at least help you. My number is 310-596-9356. My name is Pej.